Hey guys! Hello! We want to talk to you guys about something that's super passionate for us.
And that is our environmental and carbon footprint and pollution.
It was just Earth Day.
It was Earth Day.
And we sent out a newsletter.
And it had lots of great information and tips on how you can reduce your carbon footprint.
In case you missed it,
we're going to go over some of it.
We've got it here for you. It's a very serious matter, but we wanted to get silly with it because sometimes it's just really hard to take in. Science says it's like 10 years before it's irreversible.
Yeah.
And I know some people have this theory behind global warming, but we're going to get out of that idea for today. And we're just going to talk about like what we know exists. Global warming, not global warming. I've been to 45 countries and I've seen enough to know, even here in the United States, that whether or not there's global warming, we're dying from pollution, and it's a big deal.
And in the U.S. alone, so the U.S. is 5% of the world's population, yet we produce 50% of the world's solid waste. That's crazy. Consumerism is crazy, and it just keeps getting pushed on us in every direction from these large corporations that are so profit driven and not environmentally friendly driven. So we need to make a difference now.
China used to take our garbage and that just stopped. So we haven't been seeing the repercussion of what we do. And now many places in the United States are freaking out because they're not taking it anymore. So it's here, and I'm glad that happened because we have to look at the trash. A big passion of ours is to stop single-use plastic, and that is thanks to our other founder, Daniel. So we're going to give you some fun facts, and we're going to give you some tips. That's the really exciting part about this.
And make it fun. Because it's a super heavy topic and you can get super consumed into it, but just make it light and fun.
Yeah.
And make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll feel it. When you start making these conscious choices, you can feel that it's the right path. And not only is it the right path for the environment, but it means toxic free for you.
Yeah.
When you stop using plastic, you stop consuming the toxicity. And what Lindsay always says is what goes down our sinks, we then drink. And basically that's what happens. I mean, our water is full of plastic toxins, pharmaceuticals, oil, all sorts of bad stuff in there. Which brings us to my first fun fact, not fun fact, is that 46% of America's rivers and lakes are not only too polluted to drink, but too polluted to swim in. That's not a fun fact, actually. That's
not a fun fact.
Really sad fact.
Yeah.
46%. And that's just what we're getting relayed to. Now, if you were to take the deemed swimmable water, which is still not drinkable, and actually test what the FDA or CDC or whoever tests our water and says it's good, is it really okay to swim in even though they say it is? I mean, it's a lot of toxins in there, and it's really sad.
Yeah, the big corporations are continuously being allowed to dump their runoff into our lakes and oceans, and we're at the worst place that we've ever been in this country.
Someone said to me a few years ago about Dylan, actually my friend Dylan, that corporations are who make our regulations and our rules. And I was like, wow, they do. There's so much money in our politics, and it comes from corporations. So if we, by shopping, make a vote, we are telling the corporations how to operate. So when you go and you purchase from a company who does not supply something that's eco-friendly, you are making a vote. And it is the opposite. If you go out there and you shop and consume and you buy something, like say your dish soap, I get powder in a box. I don't get plastic. Laundry soap, I use soap nuts from a tree. There's no garbage. There's nothing but biodegradable little nuts that goes in the environment, and it's absolutely toxic free to use. So there are things that you can do, and you're making a vote when you do.
I was just watching a documentary on Netflix the other day with my kids, and it was I forgot which country it was, but the children that are going out barefoot and working 12, 14, 16-hour days to support their families, and they're walking around these piles of trash with needles and biohazard, and they're the ones in some countries that are making what we're consuming, the clothes that we wear, the shoes that we wear. And it clicked with my kids. So we're really trying to push buying used things instead of just giving into consumerism and only buying new. So that's something that I've become super passionate about. Even the clothes that I buy, I love shopping secondhand.
Yeah.
You can find so much stuff. I never find anything in the mall anyway, so shopping secondhand is such a great way to not buy new. You save money and you reduce waste. A lot of the clothes that we buy end up going right into the dump.
And a lot of those used stores donate to a nonprofit.
Yes.
So you're getting cool clothes that's super authentic and unique, not like the latest trend that's being mimicked, and you can mix and match, and you're making a difference with your shopping.
Yeah.
So that's another tip that's on our newsletter that we put out. Some here in the United States, there's many really big cities, even the greenest cities, that have days that are so polluted that you can't breathe. That's here in the United States. So really let these things sink in. If you have a global warming idea or not, like, let's look at these and know what's real and what you can do. So of course, we all know that we can commute together or we can make choices in that way. But I would also reach out if you're a person who likes to do takeouts. I really will. I have such an aversion to styrofoam. And if you're not already a part of it in your local area, find out if there is something going on and sign up to only choose restaurants that are doing eco-friendly ways for takeouts or
biodegradable.
Yes. Yeah. Away from the plastic.
Yeah. Another huge one is buying organic and local when possible. So if you're in the grocery store and you're buying an apple from New Zealand, imagine the carbon footprint that just that apple had to go through to get here into your hands as a consumer. And then organic goes into pesticides. Pesticides are being linked to horrible things, and they continuously are being approved in these astronomical numbers. They're polluting our soil, our air, our water, and they just continuously add to the load that's already there. And they're horrible for our body, and they're horrible for the environment, and they do make a difference. Some people say there's no difference from organic and non-organic. There absolutely is, and there is more and more emerging science that is proving how toxic it is to our environment and our bodies.
And if you haven't already heard it before in one of our talks, Monsanto was just sued almost 400 million because they proved it causes cancer.
From one person.
Yeah. And it's continuing now. This just opened the floodgates. We know pesticides make you sick, and it makes the environment sick. It makes pets sick. Lindsay just read a study that said they tested pets' urine, and they were like 46% higher with pesticides because our pets are around the grass that we're spraying it with, which leads us to another thing you should not do, and that's don't spray pesticides in your yards. There's some schools that ban it up to 100 feet because they know it's making them sick when they breathe it. That is truthful. It is making you sick. And there are things you can do. There's a vinegar and soap spray. If you guys just do it yourself, natural weed killers that do exist, and they're totally eco-friendly. And I think, if you can't look at my yard, I think wild's beautiful. And if you've been hearing the latest news, they've been showing a lot of blogs that talk about how our weeds are actually nutritious, like dandelions. You know, you get the clean ones. Don't eat like I did, the doggy feed ones. But there's a ton of nutrition in a lot of the stuff that we're just killing. And it does not go without harm. So you can't spray and think that there isn't, oh, it's not going to affect me. It is. And pesticides are in our water, and they do test high. So go organic. Yeah, definitely. And shop local.
Yeah, local is super important as often as you can.
There's so much that we could keep talking about, and in order to keep this video short, I think that those are some great tips for you. So we got definitely really go organic, shop local, try soap nuts. Amazon sells it. Just Google on the internet. I love them and swear by them. I don't think Lindsay really likes them. But man, I mean, I haven't used real laundry soap in like 6 years. And every time you get rid of that giant plastic laundry soap, where's that going? And the chemicals that are on your skin. What's on your skin goes in your body. So if you're not going to switch to soap nuts like me,
I just use a all natural detergent.
Get it in a box.
A box, yeah.
Yeah. If you're getting the plastic containers, man, that's bad juju.
Yeah.
Get it in a box. Like,
And you can home make your own super easily too. There's so many
yeah,
recipes out there.
definitely.
Yeah.
And like house cleaner. Make it with vinegar, some soap, some essential oils. That's all you need. That's all I've been doing for 6 years.
Yeah.
I do not go to the store and buy those plastic bottles and throw them out. There's tons of things that you can do that save you money, including when you're switching organic. People say a lot, oh, this is going to cost me too much money. And I'm going to tell them, on another thing that you do for the environment is go meatless. Even if it's not all the time, cut it out of your diet and it'll make up that cost difference. So think about a nice, yummy bean Mexican dish. I mean, that's going to cost you 1/10 of the cost as it would to get meat. But if you're going to have meat, please get grass-fed meat. The hormones from the animals abused go in your body, and they are making you sick. And I promise you, the more that you remove these toxins from yourself, with the planet in mind, everything will heal. And we don't have a choice anymore.
Yeah. And we have a great infographic to share with you guys. We'll put the link below in the video, and you guys can go ahead and download that. Super informative tips, things that we've gone over, and then some statistics too.
How you can make a difference.
Yay!
Bye!